Good evening and welcome to another one of our Crypto Society live market overview broadcasts. I'm joined tonight with Bilo, the former bear, and we've got a few guests in the waiting room as well. How are you, Bilo?
Very good, brother. How are you?
Yeah, good. Bitcoin is pumping.
Yes, it is.
It's a
Welcome
very pretty
everybody
looking
to
site.
yeah, it is really. Welcome everybody to another edition of live market overview with Crypto Society. Happy to have you with us. We'll begin with the usual overview of what's been happening with Bitcoin. So back last year, we started pumping, saw a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 5 ending with an ending wave diagonal, usually quite a bearish sign. We had a strong ABC correction. The correction went more than its norm due to liquidated positions and what's called a flash crash. We since then stayed within this yellow box, which is the Wyckoff accumulation model box. We've gone up, broken above the box, recently completed a subwave ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very similar to the large cycle wave we saw before. Came down with a normal corrective ABC with no flash crash this time. The reason for that psychologically, I would say, is that the market was weary of this flash crash and there were less over leveraged positions, especially that we hadn't seen another all-time high yet. This correction ended at around 39K. We've since then had another tiny Wyckoff accumulation, similar to the larger Wyckoff accumulation, and have broken out. Few things that are interesting to notice on the chart is once we were making higher highs in this last leg up, we were making lower highs on the oscillator, and we pointed this out to you over the past couple of weeks, leading up to this ABC correction. Something that is extremely interesting is that we are now testing the top of this resistance line, the all-time high leading to the next lower high. We're now right at the resistance line as we speak, which also happens to be, if you take a new wave count from here after the ABC, this would be wave 1, this would be wave 2. Wave 3 in Elliott wave theory is in a perfect world, 1.618 extension of waves 1, 2. So there's a lot of a lot to tell us that this point we're at right now is a very important confluent point, and whether we go back down from here or go up will actually be a very significant event. I think the entire market is right now paused and trying to wait and see what happens at this specific point, which again is the point of resistance from the all-time high to the next lower high, and now that's where we are, and the 1.618 extension from this new wave. It is very exciting, and we're about to find out if we range, go up, or kind of go back down. And if we go back down, it would be, in my opinion, a retest of the top of this rectangle at approximately, let's see here, approximately 44 something. And if we go up, I drew this dashed yellow line, which I'll make solid just so you guys can see it. And for the sake of DJ, I'll make it very thick. And what it does is it shows us that we have a large inverse head and shoulders, which has a target of approximately, just approximately, guys. What is that? 70, I can't see. 79, 80K. So if this inverse head and shoulders plays out to its full potential, we're actually looking at 79K or 80K Bitcoin, guys. So this really indeed is quite exciting. Anybody have any comments on this chart?
Was it that you couldn't see it because your charts are always so small?
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I'm currently in the middle of sharing and stuff.
I'm sorry?
What was that, Dave?
I was saying, I think out this.
I don't hear you very well.
Okay, now?
Okay.
It's a bit better, Red, yeah.
Now better?
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm probably
And you disappear, you're going in and out again. I don't know if it's your mic or if it's your connection.
okay, once hold on.
You could probably try typing.
Yeah, Red, you're more than welcome to type it in the comments on the Zoom meeting, and I'll make sure that I read them out.
So just in case Red comes back, I'll just continue a little bit, and if he comes back, I'll let him speak. But really important to see what happens at this point. We seem to be traversing, we seem to be going through the resistance line as we speak and going above the 1.618. I expect volume to pick up at this point because going above it, unless it's a fake out, we would want to see the volume pick up right here at this point, like live as we're doing this live feed. So let's wait and see what happens. In the meantime, we could refer
So
you
Red
back.
has just written, if you want me to
Yep.
read it out.
Sure, yeah, please do.
So I think we will break out and retest your resistance line.
Okay, which resistance line is he referring to? The red one? I'm guessing the red one. So we might kind of
Yeah, he said the red one.
Yeah. So what Red is saying is we might see something like this, and then kind of we go back down or we go back up from there, which makes sense. I mean, it's usually these resistance lines are tested. Okay. So yeah, that's for Bitcoin. It's looking really, really good, better than I think most expected. So let's see what happens here. See if this inverse head and shoulder comes into play. See if we get above the red resistance line, and see what happens once we hit this yellow resistance line, which makes up this head and shoulders. Just as a reminder, last week we did speak about the indications that we were seeing on not Glassnode, but let me see if I can find it here. No, it's not there. So last week we were looking at CryptoQuant. Here we go. Volume is picking up, guys. Look at this. Wow. I'm just going to go into a smaller time frame just so we can see it. So last week we were looking at CryptoQuant, and what we saw on CryptoQuant was that while the price was going down a little bit around these zones here, the amount of Bitcoin leaving the exchanges was going up. And that usually is a sign that the bigger players are not fearful of a dump, and that in likelihood they are actually either expecting sideways movement or an actual pump, which we see that we actually had a pump. So it's just interesting that we're able to correlate these metrics easily, just making it more and more important for us to realize that TA by itself is great, but we need to combine it with FA and on-chain analysis. And to me, the difference between on-chain and FA is that on-chain is just a metric of on-chain data versus FA, which is research of news or advancements, partnerships, different changes coming to the project. So maybe some people would call them the same thing, but essentially, I'd like to divide them into these three different facets of trading analysis: FA, TA, and on-chain. I'm mesmerized by this chart. I just want to see if we actually make it above this yellow line. So,
Can you hear me now, by the way?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now. Go ahead, Red.
So yeah, what I was saying is I feel there's too much of a disbelief right now. So I think there's going to be a short squeeze. That's what we're seeing right now, basically. Actually. And they're going to come retest the red line again, probably.
Yeah, I think that would be likely that we go up above and then come back in to retest it. And we see it very often, right? We see often that we'll whether it's an inverse or a head and shoulders or a real head and shoulder, a regular head and shoulders, we'll often see something that looks like this, come back down, and then we'll go back up. It kind of liquidates, people above, people below before it actually continues on with the movement. But going back and referring, in my case now, purely to the on-chain data that we've been seeing, to me, it just looks like this is going to pump and it's going to continue pumping because all the Bitcoin leaving the exchanges led to this. So we'll wait and see what happens with Bitcoin. I think we'll find out pretty soon what the story is going to be. We'll take a quick look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, last time we were looking at Ethereum, we had this identified this resistance line, which we broke out of October the 2nd, October the 1st. We're now making it above this resistance line. Today in the chat, DJ pointed out that we possibly could be looking at a cup and handle. We have indeed what looks to be like a cup and handle, but also like an inverse head and shoulders again. If we draw the line somewhere around here, that's too thick. And,
no, it's never too thick. And the other thing as well is that's on the 4 hour, but it looks like a cup and handle on the weekly as well.
Let's take a look at the weekly. Here's the weekly. And I will just move this guy away from here because it's in my way. Oops.
Rainbow.
I'm not sure what I did. Put it down. Oh boy.
Just press Control Z.
Here we go. That's okay. Control Z, huh?
Yeah, just to undo it. Basically.
Okay, so yeah, DJ, you're absolutely right. That is a cup and handle. Very obviously, it's a cup and handle, no doubt. And what is it targeting? Well, let's take a look. This cup and handle is targeting wow, 6K.
May all the blessings be on you.
Yeah, on all of us. So there's also, guys, a buy signal here appearing on Market Cipher Weekly. Pumpeye, you can confirm this?
On what? Sorry, on Ethereum?
On Ethereum, yeah, on the weekly. There's a Market Cipher B buy signal.
Yes,
Last time we saw that, we're at 1700. So we're seeing another one here.
Very nice, sir. Very nice.
I've just got a tear in my eye. Thank you.
So guys, this is this is great. And we do this, I think, every single time we have a live stream. We kind of just remind everybody when everybody is scared to look at the big picture, and this is the big picture. So Bitcoin was around, let's call it, once things started to go 4,000, 5,000, doesn't really matter, all the way to the all-time high, we barely touched the 618. So big picture wise, you cannot have a nicer looking chart. And we say this every time. We're overall bullish, and every week that goes by gives us more reason to believe that it was the right decision to be overall bullish. Ethereum's looking great. Bitcoin's looking great. This is just very exciting. What seems to be happening is some of the alts are down. Usually
They're getting drained, aren't they?
When Bitcoin starts to go up.
It's a fire sale.
Sorry?
Sale. It's a sale.
Oh yeah, it's a sale. So this is just the way it is, right? Every time Bitcoin pumps, the alts typically start to drop. If Bitcoin dumps, the alts drop, and the only time that the alts start to move is when Bitcoin is stable. Bitcoin does not look like it wants to be stable for the time being. It looks like it wants to pump, so it's not unexpected to see some of our alts dump. Let's take a look at Luna. Luna is just going to a smaller time frame. Seems to be doing very well relative to other coins. I mean, just looking here, I have Kusama's dropped -5%, movers at minus 0.5%, excuse me, movers at -5%. Luna's at -4%. It's not really that bad in terms of a dump. Things were a bit worse earlier as I was looking. Let's just take a look at Luna, and something that, again, we discussed last week, but it is interesting, is we have this inverse head and shoulders that we identified last week. We had these three tops. You could draw this inverse head and shoulders several ways. We chose to draw it this way last week for several reasons, but the only thing I want to point out to is that we are retesting the top of this line right now. So we saw here some rejection. We went above, we came down below, making this line more significant, especially that we saw these tweezer tops here. That's why the line was drawn here rather than being drawn somewhere else. So I believe this is the correct line to follow. And since we're targeting with the inverse head and shoulders, we'll go ahead and do the same thing here for Luna, which is an all-time favorite of some of us. And we're talking about a $60-some Luna. Let's see. What else do you guys want to look at?
Solana, you mentioned it.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm really happy about.
Okay, let me just move over to my other chart, because for some reason I have different analyses in different areas. So here, Solana. Oof, sorry guys, it's a bit messy, but that's what happens when you're trying to count waves. I'll just move things over and I'll expand the view so we can see it better. So Solana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've missed 3. I believe this would be 3. This would be 4. And I'll just remove all this so I can redo the count, since I missed the count. So we'll just see what wave 1 to 3 gave us in terms of an extension. So it did give us 1.618. Wave 4 is back here. So the target really remains not that much different. Solana, this wave here should be targeting close to $200. But just remember, guys, like we've explained several times, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in actuality is just wave 1, right? So this here is wave 1, because this was the grand cycle previous to it that's ended. So this is wave 1. We'll have a retracement somewhere. We can analyze another time, and then we'll continue up from here. So this would be 1, 2, 3, and so on. So things are looking pretty good, pretty close to what we estimated would happen. Not perfectly estimated, but pretty close, I would say. Targeting wave 5 again at around $200 for Solana, which is pretty close to the previous all-time high, a correction, and then we continue up to wave 3. Let's assume this was the end of wave 5. Let's assume that I'm correct in saying that wave 5 is at about 196. Then we could also reasonably assume that we'll have a retracement to, we'll look at several points. We'll look at previous points of resistance, which would be somewhere here, and 0.5. So it just happens to line up with around the 0.5 area. So a likely path would be this. And if this is wave 1 and this is wave 2, because people take profits, guys, right? Nothing continues up straight, then wave 3 for Solana in the next cycle would be at $280. So I would be looking at something like this for Solana. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Solana. I'm just curious to see if we have a buy signal for Solana on the weekly. No, we don't. So yeah, that's it for Solana. DOT.
That was going to be my next ask, actually, whether we could have a look at DOT.
Yeah, I will. I don't know why, but I seem to have my TA between two different charts. Let me just see if I have DOT somewhere else, or I'll just start it from scratch. Yeah, I'll just do it from scratch. So DOT. Sorry guys, I'm just going to expand the view. We have a buy signal on the weekly for DOT. Okay, so this is significant, guys. Whenever we see these buy signals on the weekly, here this was a crazy candle that if I look back, I'll probably see Bitcoin did something weird here. But typically speaking, we had a weekly here, a buy signal here, and we went up quite a bit. We have another one here. So I would take these seriously. I would take these buy signals seriously. We have a clear tweezer bottom here. Tweezer bottoms, guys, especially in the large time frames, they speak volumes. Sometimes just trading candles, not even looking at anything else, can get you very far in trading. And very often the candles are enough to just trade the candles and the support and resistance areas. As you can see, this area here, rising above this area here is important, because you can consider this to be an accumulation channel, similar to the one we had on Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin dumped in May. So we could say this whole area here is the Wyckoff accumulation zone, if you want to look at it that way, this being the all-time high, ABC, and then we had the move up. We retested the top of this accumulation zone, and now we're continuing up. So similar pattern we're seeing across the board. What differentiates is that here on DOT, we do have this weekly buy signal, which is an important signal because we don't see it very often. Take a look at Kusama. We do not have a buy signal on Kusama on the weekly. Neither do we have it on the daily. In fact, on the daily, we have a sell signal as we speak. Let's take a look and see why. So on Kusama, we've identified that we have quite a large inverse head and shoulders. We are also in this triangle right here, which, when depending on how you draw this chart, if you zoom it in, zoom it out, you could consider this here to be a flag, right? And this is the pole. So I would be more inclined to say we're going to break up rather than down. But then we do have the market cipher indicating that we have a sell on the daily. I don't know when this red dot appeared. The daily is going to close in about 3 hours. So we are definitely in this triangle here, guys. I mean, there's no denying it. We're in this triangle here. It's not hard to see. Plus, we have this little accumulation here, let's call it. So we need to break out of the accumulation. And I believe, just based on what I'm seeing with the other coins on the market, I'm just going to make this a little lighter so you guys can see it. I believe that what's going to happen is we're going to squeeze out of this triangle here and make it up to this line, maybe test it and then go back down and then continue back up to complete this inverse head and shoulders. That's what I feel is going to happen. Anybody that wants to make a comment is welcome.
We just got a message from someone who's just joined. Because he was a bit late on joining, he was wondering if you could do a quick recap on Bitcoin.
Sure.
I can do it quickly, Bilo. We're going to the moon.
Pompey.
Hey,
Bitcoin, back to Bitcoin.
Fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going to the fucking moon.
All right, so Bitcoin very, very quickly for the person that just asked. This is the previous grand cycle. We ended up with the all-time high here. We had a major correction. This zone of the correction was a flash crash due to over-leveraged positions. We remained in a Wyckoff accumulation. We broke out of the Wyckoff accumulation, proceeded with an ABC, had a mini Wyckoff accumulation, broke out of it, and we're now testing the top of this, we've gone above this red resistance line, which just simply connects the previous all-time high to the lower high. We've gone above it. We're also keeping an eye on this yellow line, which forms the neck of an inverse head and shoulders. If this inverse head and shoulders comes into play, the technical target for this inverse head and shoulders is close to 80K. I hope that summarizes it efficiently. Last week during the live TA, I made a joke, but it wasn't a joke. I actually went out and bought Cadena. Guys, Cadena is one of those projects that, you know, we talk about projects that just buy them. And, you know, we're supposed to say not financial advice and all that stuff. But I mean, if you read about, and I've been reading about it a lot, it's just one of those projects that you want to get to know about, understand, and get yourself into it. I'm just trying to find the chart between here and here. Cadena. Do you see it? Here we go.
Important news just in. My lovely wife is bringing me a beer.
Hey, congrats. So, yeah. So last week we're like somewhere here, and we advised on live it would be a good place to buy. We've proceeded to go up from there. Cadena right now, if we were just to check where we are, we've gone above the 618. We've come back down to retest it, gone above it, and we're now sitting above it. What I expect to happen is if we hold the 618, we're going to definitely be making an all-time high very soon. If we hold the 618, which it looks like, let me just zoom in. It looks like we are going to be holding it, and we're just see here. I'm going to a smaller time frame just to see what's happening. Look at that volume bar. Yeah, I think we're going to keep it. I think we're going to hold the 618, and I think we're going to go above it. And on a smaller time frames, we have a buy signal. So if you were trading Cadena right now on leverage, not financial advice, really not financial advice on leverage, but there is a buy signal on market cipher B on the 30-minute. And as we speak, we see this hammer popping up on top. Hammers on top, guys, are not they're not strong buy signals. Usually you want to see hammers on the bottom, like this one here, indicates a reversal. But a hammer on top after a candle is going down in a smaller time frame would be a hammer at the bottom. So if you see this hammer take form, take shape, and go above this wick line, that is extremely bullish. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat. Whoever has his volume on, please turn it off.
That's all right, I've just muted them.
So if we see this hammer take form and continue up, and we go above this line right here, this would be extremely bullish and would make a continuation to make another high. This volume bar here is quite impressive. So keeping an eye on Cadena, it's also looking quite good. I'm more than happy to take requests, guys.
Cool. Let's have a look at FTM.
FTM.
Good choice.
There you go, sir.
I was going to request a song.
That comes a bit after. FTM. I mean, another coin that just I mean, forget TA for a second. It's just another project that is going to do very well. It's a long-term hold. It's the kind of project you want to accumulate every dip. Phantom is definitely a project that you want to.
And the ecosystem is amazing. I mean, even the community is really good.
Yeah, really, truly. Yeah. From a TA perspective, I mean, again, we see these head and shoulders everywhere. Whenever you see something like this, guys, it's really nice. We're making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. We're in this ascending triangle. We have an inverse head and shoulders. We are close to price discovery, close, not there, but we're close to price discovery. The market is positive. Bitcoin is pumping. Yeah, I mean, these are ideal moments to get in. Of course, we all know, and we're all, big boys and girls, we know that Bitcoin can turn around in a second with no warning, and it can all go to hell. But given what we see right now, given the on-chain that we spoke about earlier, given the wave counts, given everything else, unless there's fuckery, this really looks good. I'm quite bullish right now.
Could you repeat that last technical statement?
Fuckery?
Yeah, there we go.
You like it?
I do. It's like you've been in engineering all your life.
We also have a channel, guys. I mean, there's just a lot going for this. To me, it's a no-brainer. Just saying.
And I bought a bag of that today.
Congrats, sir.
Burak in the comments says it also looks like a rounded bottom.
You're talking my language.
Yeah. And you know what else, guys? When we look at RSI and we look at, we don't just look at overbought, oversold. You always want to compare the difference. So when you're looking at RSI, if you see something like I'm about to show you, so this was the last low. Here's a new low. I'll just make just a few little symbols so it's clear. So this is a low here. We made a new low here. If you compare the RSI and you see that the last time we made a low, you connect it to the money flow index or the RSI, and you see that we're maintaining a certain support line. This is bullish because normally, under normal circumstances where there's not that interest in the commodity, the stock, whatever, you would see RSIs at higher values once we dropped, made a higher low. So this is a weak bullish divergence, but it's bullish divergence nonetheless, okay? Weak bullish divergence is defined exactly like this. We made a lower high, but we have RSI support. It's horizontal. Let's say RSI looked something like this, and MFI looked something like this. If these numbers were lower, then we'd be talking about stronger bullish divergence. But the fact remains it is looking bullish for several reasons. What's the next coin?
What is the next coin?
There was a request for Matic.
Matic. Here we go. Why do I have a feeling that all my TA got erased? Because I did this last week.
Maybe you're on a different chart layout.
Yeah, let me see.
Your dog ate your homework.
Oh, here we go. You see? All right, Matic.
You just need the manager in, but
I'm gonna move this out just to show you guys, because again, it's one of those things. So this here is the test zone for me for Matic, and it's a squeeze of a squeeze of a squeeze. And I'll redo this because I'll just explain to you the way I'm looking at this. So if we start from the top and always zoom out, right? Always zoom out and see what's happening. So if we do a Fibonacci retracement from the high to this low, we see that 618 is right here. We didn't make it to 618. If we check the next high, we see that now, I'll get rid of this one. We're looking for significance, guys. And sometimes TA is you're looking for significance, and you're trying different things, and you're trying with trial and error until you see something that just hits. So we see that we had a rejection at 618 from this leg, not from that one. And it makes sense because this leg ended here, and then we went back up, and technically this leg went from here to here. So that's why instead of drawing it from here, the right thing would be to draw it from here. So now we've drawn this Fibonacci retracement tool from here to here. We see that we got rejected at 618. We came back down. Keeping in mind this is 618. Now we want to see what happened from here to here. This is the next leg, right? So if we do the same thing, and I'll just change colors so that we have a different color, we see that we got a support at 618 now. So from here to here, we got rejected at 618. From here to here, we got support at 618. Okay, so this is one 618 band, and this is another 618 band. So the only thing left to do now, okay, keep in mind, guys, 618, 618. The only thing left to do now is from this leg down, from here to here, where do we hit that 618? So we hit that 618 right here. So this zone, for me, is an important zone to see what happens. I will not personally, if I was investing right now in Matic, I would want to see what happens here before I move any further. Okay, so I would want to see, do we go above this zone or do we get rejected? Because if we get rejected here, Matic could be going down before it goes back up.
Having said that, Bilo,
yes,
now could potentially be a good buying point if you were trading it, to trade it up to that point and then use that.
If you wanted to trade it up to this point and then sell it here, absolutely. Because it is going to go up. Well, it is. It should go up and test here based on what we saw. The patterns that we saw usually repeat themselves. So this is in a way a fractal of a fractal of a fractal. So Pumpy's 100% right. You could buy it here if you intend on selling it here. Good point, Pumpy.
No worries. So guys, Bilo mentioned the market cipher earlier. That's actually something that we get we can give you a little discount on from what their initial prices are. And if you're interested in using market cipher as a tool, where if you like what we show you during these live market overviews, then get in touch with us and we can give you a code that will give you some nice money off.
That's true.
Almost only for my own sake, and I'm being a bit selfish here. Can you have a look at Seller and tell me when you think it might go up? Because I've kind of just been watching my my funds drain away a little bit.
Oof, what did I do here? Okay. Oh boy.
Oh
okay,
yeah, last time you said it would go down to 12 cents before going up, didn't you? As the ABC correction.
Okay. And we went to what? We went to 13.7. Okay, let me just take this away because I don't know what I did. I'll just do it again. And I'm just going to put it in a smaller time frame just to see a bit clearer. Okay, so this is 5. This is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Okay, so definitely wave count wise, we should be going down some more, and I'll explain why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all this is A. And then B is made up of 3 waves, A, B, C. A, B, C. And then we should see a 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. That's what I think. And this area here, or the top of 3, it could be like just here. This could be short. The fact that the ABC was a truncated C tells me that the correction might not be much deeper from there. Because you notice that ABC is a truncated C. So A, B, normally your C wave would have to be up, but the fact that it's truncated tells me that the next wave, in this case, since it's a corrective wave, would be shorter. So I wouldn't be surprised like to see something like this here. Maybe the top of this wave, maybe 13 cents, which lines up with this. So 12 to 13 cents is what I would say.
Okay. Cool.
Just curious to see what Market Cipher says, though. Hold on.
What are we on the 4 hour at the moment?
You want me to put it on? So Market Cipher shows us a sell here, and what is that? Is that a sell? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, that is a sell.
Okay, and let me see if I go into an hour.
Do you look at
The
these
hour
extra
is
small
going
charts
by.
on an extra small screen?
Yeah, I have a MacBook, small 13-inch. So yeah.
That's your problem right there, Apple.
Pumpy, how do you how do you interpret this? So you have a blood diamond here,
Yeah, it's already passed
then
out.
you have a little buy signal here. So
Yeah,
how do
that's
you what do
because-
you take it seriously?
That's because the blood diamond has already finished its course.
So we don't
If you
care
look,
about
it's
this
already
blood
dropped
diamond
down. Yeah,
anymore?
the blood diamond's done, and then you've got a buy signal basically essentially telling you that the bottom on the hourly is potentially in for now.
1, 2, 3.
It's not obviously not as it's not a reversal signal like the big green dots, but it is a buy signal, so could see some upwards momentum before going back down. On the hourly, it looks very
Okay.
much like accumulation, doesn't it?
Yeah. So let's see what happens. But whatever. I mean, this is the zone I identified last week. I think it's still about this zone.
Cool.
Hold on. I'm just curious. One thing else. What does that give us in terms of a retracement? Let me just get rid of Market Cipher. It's hard sometimes to get the big picture when you have all these
Yeah.
different things on your chart. Just curious what 4 to 5 gives us. So yeah, makes sense, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What else, guys?
What about Secret Network? I've just seen that
Secret
Tor has
Network.
posted Secret Network announcement within the group. So let's have a look at that.
And Carl's also asked for Ocean as well.
Ooh.
Sure. Wow.
Bilo, you're working hard today because
Oh.
Burak asked
When
for
did this
Rose.
happen? When did this happen?
You're on the hourly, so that's just
Doesn't
flown.
matter. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I know. What I'm saying is it's just flown.
Wow. That
When
is
was-
unbelievable.
What was it the last time that I asked you to look at this, Bilo?
2016.
So here, guys, I mean, this is, wow. This looks like it's only the beginning.
Nice. Very nice. Oh, what is that?
I mean,
we see?
even if you forget this here, just look at this one.
Yeah.
Just forget about the one on the left. Just be conservative. I mean, look at that. That's just,
That
How did I
is
miss
very
this?
pretty. It's because we've been too interested in all of these new coins, Bilo.
It's been discussed a couple of times in
shame on us.
CS.
I actually
Yeah.
even spoke recently about it. And we missed it.
I mean, I can't find one thing wrong with this chart. I'm looking hard, but I can't find anything.
No, that is
Even MACD, I mean, Jesus, it's, yep, we missed this.
Well, well, you say we've missed it. We've missed that pump, which
We
is
missed that pump, but
a
yes, of course.
nice pump. But I mean,
But
Actually, go back to the hourly, or even the 4 hour. It doesn't matter which. And let's just see what the retracement is of this pump so far. What's that?
Nothing.
382 maybe.
Nothing. That's
Yeah.
barely nothing.
I'm looking for the sake of if we wanted to
Nothing.
get in. So it's not even quite the 382.
And I don't know if it's gonna hit 382 the way it looks. Look, I mean, remember I was saying earlier, a hammer at the bottom is extremely bullish. So this hammer, if it holds, you're gonna see this continue. It's not gonna stop.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, the announcement was that Ultimail is now live on mainnet on Secret Network.
I saw him tweet about it. I saw Donnie and his group tweet about it. Yeah. Shame on me.
Don't tell anyone though.
No. You were always there from the beginning, but it's a good thing to actually come back, and it's a bit of a lesson for it. But you can't be in everything all the time.
No, you can't. That's also very true. Okay, Ocean. So last time we said, last time we said that we were about here. We were going to hit this line. And yeah, up or down, right? This is seems like we're up. Seems like we're heading up. We have let me just see. I don't like this. I don't like this very much, but we did go down after. Hold on. Let me just. Okay, so that's okay. We did go back down. So there was bearish divergence here, obvious bearish divergence. We've corrected, erased the divergence. Now we're heading back up. We would want to see, I'm just going to go into a smaller time frame. So we would want to make sure, yeah, see, I don't, this here, we're going to have to overcome it like pretty soon, or else we're going to come back down and retest this zone, in my opinion. So this RSI resistance, which just basically translates into not enough buying power, if it doesn't pump and erase this resistance line, we have 3 hours to do it. So I think it's reasonable to say that it's unreasonable of me to say it's not going to happen. So it's a wait to see how this candle closes before making any decisions is what I would say. On Ocean, if you decide you want to trade it. Aside from that, you could kind of stretch the truth a little bit and say this is an inverse head and shoulders, but it's not very clean. From a TA perspective, from an Elliott wave, perspective, we have a double bottom here. So if this was the end of my wave C, and this would be 1, 2 in a grand cycle scheme, it's too soon to tell, guys. I can't tell you, not on this chart. I don't feel very strongly either way. It's good that we broke above this. That's definitely bullish. I'm just thinking out loud. It's definitely bullish. We broke above this. We even came back down and retested it. I would want to see more volume. Maybe we'll come back, retest it again, and then go back up. I don't know. There's nothing strong enough to tell me right now.
Ocean has been confusing. It's burned me so many times that I've been staying away from.
Yeah, it doesn't really, yeah. It's I mean, you were in the same group I was in over a year ago, Red. I mean, Ocean was a big deal, right?
Yeah, it was a big deal. I mean, we got it really cheap. It's not like
we
didn't perform, but not as much as how much we wanted.
Yeah, relative to other coins that we've known about for the past year, it's underperformed.
Which is surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it is surprising. It is surprising.
Definitely a surprise.
But then
Yeah.
I think, do you know what? I think possibly the fact that like marketing isn't really their focal point, is it? So
But they have a huge effort. I mean, maybe they don't spend a lot of time marketing, but they spend a lot of time educating, though.
yeah,
They have a lot of partnerships. They have a lot of new stuff. They have grants. They have it's a big thing. It's a big outfit. It's
It's a
it
really good
surprises me.
domain to be in.
Same with EWT. EWT surprises me too.
See, EWT, the application is on a later scale. Yeah, there's definitely people who are using it in certain places in Europe, but EWT still has a long way to go. It's not like Ocean. Ocean is a ready, almost tech in a way because AML
It's
is
being
the
used.
thing that is running right now. Yeah. So application is there. Even I'm very confused why the price action has been so weird.
Yeah. So yeah, Ocean guys, I would just wait to see how this candle closes on the 4 hour. Let's see the daily. Yeah, nothing.
okay. How
What is
about
it?
Rose when you're done, Bilo?
Hold on, sorry, 1 second. Just want to see something. If you don't mind, just give me 1 more second. See, it's funny on the daily. Would you say this is the last high? Bumpy Red, would you say this point is the last high?
I was just checking to see whether this other yeah, well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's last.
Because on the daily there is no hint of bearish divergence. The daily chart looks more bullish than the 4 hour. That's weird.
I found that on other charts as well sometimes, to be fair.
It's hard to read. Anyway, definitely bullish that we're above this line. I would like
Daily
to
as well looks like a parallel channel.
let's see. I mean, we broke out of it, right? Because that could be the channel.
Yeah, we broke out of it right now, which is a very bullish thing.
Yeah. So look, it's a wait and see. I think it's a wait and see.
That is also kind of a double bottom there on the daily as well, isn't it?
Here, yeah.
No,
That's
I
why I
mean,
have
further along on this current part of the chart.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had drawn these 2 lines earlier to indicate support and resistance. I would want to see us break above this point to continue with its previous attempt at an all-time high. And that's not unreasonable. I think if we look at it this way, it's just under 50%. It's not that unreasonable. I'm not even saying go here. So, yeah, I think it's really relative to other assets. It has underperformed.
Oh, some pretty girls asked for engine.
ING.
Yeah, ENG.
ENG?
ENJ. Sorry.
ENJ.
Yeah.
So you skipped Rose
No, I did
to look
ask-
at the
I did
pretty
ask for
girls.
that. It's not even a pretty girl, it's Dave, but
Thank you very much.
Okay. So ING. ENG.
Engine.
We'll do the same exercise. We'll go here. ABC accumulation. So just following the same path of every other coin, guys. Okay, so all-time high ABC, accumulation. We got out.
looks like Bitcoin, to be fair.
Well, not really. We came back into the box. It's not. It's while other projects might be testing the top of this channel, this one is under it and testing the top of it from the bottom. So I would say this is another project that has underperformed relative to others. Yeah. Then
Surprisingly, this was the most awaited NFT project.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot more to come.
It's not by chance that we're here. This box, I think, is drawn quite well. I think it's testing the top right now. We see why. We see this. We see this. All these zones are obviously resistance zones. So, yeah, it's at a crossroads again, where it's either, I know it sounds funny, either up or down. It sounds kind of obvious, but we are at an important juncture, because we're testing this area of high resistance.
So we're either going down or down.
It's another wait and see.
We have another request for LYXE.
Yeah, hi, Luxo, LYXE.
Yeah.
Good evening, Harry.
Good evening.
Bonjour, ça va?
Bien, merci, et tout?
Poor Burak, he's been waiting for Rose.
Yeah, we're trying to keep them online.
One last thing for ENG guys. It's hard to miss this, right? So that is quite bearish, and it's okay. I mean, you also have this to look forward to.
Let me just say, Bilo, you say that, but then there is a buy signal on market cipher B. We have gone into the green on the money flow index, and it's only bearish until we cross over it. I mean, if it pumps, if it breaks that resistance and it goes up, then that bearish divergence goes. So currently, it is
does
bearish
break up,
divergence. But
yeah, if it does break up,
I think this largely depends on BTC.
It does, and I think the problem is what we were explaining at the beginning, is that actually BTC is draining liquidity from everything else, so it's actually not helping it at the moment.
Yeah.
But it has underperformed, guys, right? Relative to other.
Definitely.
I mean, compared to other NFT projects, it's absolute shit right now. Right now.
just say it how it is, Red.
Just to keep it clear.
Has that got something to do with the recent engine starter launch? And there's been a lot of heat on that. I think it might have detracted a little bit from the movement of engine.
It's not been the greatest.
Yeah, and the market had a lot of hype for this project. Like a lot.
Massive.
So let's see what happens. Come back to it. So somebody wanted Rose?
Rose, yeah.
So we'll leave it there then. Thanks, everybody. No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know what Rose was. I thought it was chocolates.
It's from this Oasis. I think it's the real name.
Rose is more like a GRT ocean. No, actually, ocean competitor.
Right. Okay.
Oh, is it data? I thought it was a DeFi play, Rose.
It's data. It's data.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, contrary to a lot of other coins that actually made an all-time high after, or before, I should say, all other coins did.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
The all-time high is September 6th. I think I was invested in this at one point.
Even I was shilling it at one point, so you must be.
It's had a bit of a retrace, gone back up. It's now testing 618.
Would that be the 705 that hit, sir?
Below that, I'll let you know right now. Yes, sir.
Nice. Thought it was.
I don't know what's going on with the project. I mean, obviously there was reason for this pump. This is not a TA pump. It's must be something FA
It's a
wise.
fundamental pump. I forgot what it
Yeah.
was. There was some
Yeah.
news that came.
Yeah, it looks like it because I mean everything here was dumping, so it was pumping, so it must have been something.
This was a an Elon Trades call as well recently before that.
Well, there you go. FA or shilling, one of the two.
FA. No, genuine FA. There was lots of reason for it. I remember seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a competitor ocean, but they're still not there yet. So there's going to be a lot of news coming for this project in the future, sure, because they're still making their marketplace and stuff.
So doesn't mean this is what's happening. Just playing around, looking at different possibilities.
What would be the target for that if
Yeah.
we broke out of it?
Bouncing. There's no target. This is just a channel. Bouncing off of the 618 is obviously nice. We'll see if we continue to bounce here. It's a hammer on the daily currently, not a hammer. It's a doji on the daily, which is closing in about 3 hours. If we break to the upside from here, hit the top of the channel and break out, that would be bullish. If we go back down, well then, yeah. So if you're looking to trade, maybe good time to buy and good time to sell the top of the channel, which is at about 0.2 cents. 20 cents. Or is that 2 cents? 20 cents. Yeah. Yep. Not much more to say about Rose.
How about FET?
How about Luxo?
Oh, now
yeah,
you're talking.
Luxo. Sorry, go Luxo first. Sorry, Harry.
Right.
He's gonna drop kick you.
He's actually not even that far away from me, so he probably could.
A mere 2 hours. Yeah,
A
it's
mere
worth
2
it.
hours.
It's all right. He's not that tall. Take him.
Okay.
I think we're finally seeing the market really wake up to Luxo. So I'm really quite interested in your T. I'm very bullish on the FA on this, but yeah, very keen to hear your TA perspective.
So Luxo has to do with fashion and clothing, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm sort of social NFTs at the core. There's a lot going on with it. It's Fabian Vogelsteller, who was the creator of the ERC20 protocol when he was with
I was very proud of myself when I sold it at $1.50.
Yeah.
I think LB had shilled it to us at 75 cents.
So I first heard about Luxor from Mr. Stone himself, Chico Crypto.
Yeah,
Stone.
Chico. That's right. That's right. Chico.
So this looks really nice, guys. You can call this a cup, you can call this a handle, and you can call this the moon.
It's a rounded bottom if I've ever seen one.
I was targeting about $48 if this cup and a handle plays out. Does that tally with what you're seeing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it definitely tallies.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Right, now give me a project that's as promising as Luxo, that's still at 75 cents. Equivalent.
I'm
Ship.
coming up with a token if you want to invest.
Are you? Excellent.
Just don't ask me about the use case or the roadmap. It'll come.
Work on that later, yeah?
Yeah, we'll do it later.
Sponsored by Carpet Right.
Fuck me. I sold it here. That was me. That little bit. That was me.
Oh, dear.
That's okay. I think that's about it, guys. Just
Do you know what the worst thing is, right?
tell me.
Harry has been shilling me this since 2020. And right now, I just want to stamp on my own toe.
Well, The good news is, in my view, that this is just the beginning for Luxo. I really think it's going way higher.
We've only just begun.
That may be the case, right? But you've got to look at it from the standpoint that if you really want the most out of your investments, then you need to be investing when it's low so that your multiplication times are much greater. Like from here, from 30.
You're really onto something. Buy low, sell high.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
Wow.
buy early rather than low.
Shit.
Idiot.
Thank you.
I mean,
So
Guys,
yeah,
you heard it here first.
That's
You
why I'm
heard
saying
it here
give me
first.
something that's at this stage. There's the stage that you shilled me this at.
this is going to multiple hundreds in my view. In answer to your question, sorry to butt in with this, but I'm very bullish on Aleph, and I think that
Aleph Zero, the sale's coming up. The sale is coming up, guys. Aleph Zero.
Yeah.
Where can you buy that when the sale comes up then?
Is there BSC pancake?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Is there on BSC chain, like on Pancake Swap?
No, Aleph Zero, I think it's an ERC.
Yeah, it is. It's on KuCoin.
I think it's coming in like a few weeks, not more, even less.
Aleph, it's out already, right?
No, it's not.
Well, it is.
Private. Maybe there's TGE, but private sales.
No,
Not
KuCoin
public.
definitely has it.
Yeah,
Quite
it does.
Are we talking about Aleph Zero? Maybe we're confusing project. Are we talking about Aleph Zero, ALEPH?
ALEPH.IM. The ticker
No, we're
is
talking about something else. I'm talking about Aleph Zero.
Okay.
How about Aave?
Who?
Aave.
Ave. Oh,
I call it Ave.
Ava.
Ave. How about Ave?
I think all those work.
And joking aside as well, for what we're saying about buy low, people will start to need to make their plans for when the bull run finishes and about what they're going to be buying when we go shopping. So save your powder. It will come down at some point. A lot of the projects will. Buy it up in the dip, and there will be a super dip. That's when you make your money.
Yeah.
True. The trick is to know when.
There is actually bearish divergence on that as well, isn't there? On Luxo.
No.
Really?
I don't,
If you
maybe, I
cross
don't know.
right across from basically the previous point on the I guess
Yeah,
it's
I
the
know.
other
Here.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I meant from much further across. It's actually there's a point of resistance if you go from the peak where you've started your
I don't think it really cares.
jump and handle. You don't think
Just
it really
happen.
cares? Brilliant.
Well, what I do know from an FA perspective is, Bilo, if you just tell me when you sell, I'll buy whatever you're selling.
Was that your technique with Baldwin?
Yep. It worked, didn't it? I was countering Baldwin, and it worked a lot of cases.
That's cute.
That's the Halloween pattern.
The handsome Luxo.
Guys, I think we've done a good, plenty of charts tonight. If you have any more, 1, 2, we'll do them, but I gotta get going soon. Track.
Yeah, track.
We're coming up with things I've never heard of. Tell me.
TRAC.
What?
Okay. The original Bitcoin.
Origin trail.
It's origin chain. Yeah, origin trail.
Okay.
Oh, that's quite pretty.
Okay.
What's that? Around 0.5? Yeah.
You're right. It's not 5. Yeah. Yeah, similar picture, guys. Higher highs. This kind of just doesn't look, doesn't look great.
There's also a sell signal there as well as the most recent.
Yeah, there too. Yeah, nothing great.
Okay. How about SRK?
Are you just making these up now?
Yeah. I'm just keeping you online because everybody loves Bilo.
Guys, I say this every week. But look into the parachain auctions, the dot ones that are coming up. They might not do as well as Kusama because usually repeats of something doesn't always yield the same, but I think they'll do well. You'll get some free tokens. If you believe in dot and you believe in dot long term and you want to lock your dots long term, either way, doesn't cost you anything to just lock them with one of your favorite potential parachains and get some free tokens. I know some people that make serious money locking their KSMs.
Yeah.
It's really worth looking into, reading up about, educating yourselves on it. It's very simple. You essentially lock your dot for 48 weeks on one of the projects that you want to support. And if that project wins the slot, you get free tokens. It's that simple. And you get your tokens back at the end, your dot tokens back at the end. It's a really simple and very profitable way to create wealth, especially if one of the projects that you pick ends up being like Mover, for example. I know people that became overnight millionaires, guys.
Mover was phenomenal.
Yeah, like overnight just became millionaires. So it's worth looking into. I don't know if Moonbeam will do the same thing Mover did. Moon River.
Hyped. Yeah.
I don't think so, but you'll get something out of it. Especially, it's not like you're holding some shit coin that could dump. It's dot. At the end of the day, it's polka dot. So I really suggest you guys take some time. If you don't already know and haven't already researched how to do it, start looking into it. Register for these projects. They're coming up in Q4. We're in Q4, so
are you in? I got into Basilisk and Polka Smith and the other one that's just been awarded a parachain on KSM. Are you in any further KSM crowd loans?
You know what? I had a little bit of KSM. I got into 3 of them. I got into Karura, I got into Moon River, and I got into Kilt.
Very nice selection.
Oof. Yeah.
Top 3. Yeah.
I really wish I had more. I wish I had put more. I kind of divided it up in a way. So I'm happy. I am happy, but I mean, it's good, but nothing compared to some of the people that I know that really went heavy. I mean, these guys, I'm telling you, I mean, you just look at the price. Moon River went to $500. So,
Moon River, it was extraordinary, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And what's amazing about Moon River is that it's 100% community. So even the governance of the project, it's not going to be channeled by the corporation or your stake. It's 100% community. And it's already got the most projects building on it. And it does anything and everything that you could do in Ethereum. It just translates it into Ethereum, but for a lot cheaper. So you could essentially do anything that the Ethereum virtual machine can do, but on Moon River and for dirt cheap. I'm happy that I got in, but I just wish I had gotten more. And I had all the clues because we had the AMA with them. We had the, all the hype. It was there. But yeah.
I forget the name, but it's the centrifuge. It's the KSM version of centrifuge, and the tokenization of real world assets, which has just won a parachain 2 days ago. I forget the names escape me, but yeah, it's a great system. I mean, I like the way you say it's easy. I found it a bit challenging, and I'm still trying to fiddle around with the Polkadot.js wallet, but it's definitely worth doing.
Yeah, it is. It's worth because it takes time. You have to do a little bit of research. It's not complicated, but it does warrant a little bit of research to see how you get in and what you have to do and register in advance. And I think that in some cases, if you register in advance, you get a special code and you could even get additional bonus tokens.
Right. Yeah.
So it's worth to take the time.
How about we have a look at SRK, Bilo?
By the way, do you guys know
I
when
wasn't really- I
dot
wasn't really
parachain
making it
is?
Oh, it is in the chat, SRK.
Yeah.
Bilo's gone to the pub.
Sorry, guys, just 1 second. I'm just answering something. Okay, which one? Sorry, I apologize.
SRK. And while you're finding
SRK.
it, I just want to say that we've just had an announcement in Crypto Society that Sienna Swap will be launching on October the 7th, 1 p.m. UTC on Secret Network.
But don't tell anyone.
It's a secret.
Definitely. Shh.
Where do you come up with these tokens? I've never heard of this, and it looks lovely.
It's like a reverse parabolic move.
Parabolic move.
It's a parabolic drop.
Parabotox.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that.
Yeah. I don't know what is it? You want to tell us? Pumpy?
Sorry, no, I don't know.
It was just something that someone requested on the chat. That's
Oh,
all.
okay. Yep. I mean, listen, if whoever requested this knows that this is a good project, has some solid FA behind it,
It was
and
Philip Samuel.
something's about to happen, it's obviously a good time to buy. So
Yeah, it's Philip Samuel that did that, so there must be some FA behind it.
Yeah, and
That
Harry's
TA
also
is
said-
shocking.
Harry's also said that he keeps hearing about SRK.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
bullish sentiment.
It's one that's in the ether at the moment, it feels
Is
like.
that a buy signal as well?
yeah, it is. It's a bit, I think, a few days ago, though. I don't think it's from today. Oops.
I mean, judging by where it's been, it's definitely at a place that you could make multiples pretty quickly if it does become bullish.
It's got to have been a token on luck or some FUD or something that's dropped it that hard.
Oh, well, you mean a bit like Onyx token that I've been farming, and it's gone down 95% this week.
Oh,
Did you
it's
not
got
sell
so
that?
badly down.
Dude, I thought you learned from DJing and following me. Don't do that.
No, but I was on AVAX, so the price action there is completely different, which makes no sense to me. But then, yeah.
No.
What's going on with XRT there?
Hey, XRP, you're serious? You want to
No,
get killed?
XRT.
Oh, XRT, okay.
Wow, I was going to say, also, who's got the boot signal to get him out for
You wanna
XRP?
get
That's it.
It's not allowed on this channel, I'm afraid.
Pumpy, wasn't Pumpy, it was Mark actually that shared something I did on Twitter yesterday. Remember, Mark?
What was it? Cardano would reach
Cardano, yeah.
the same price of Bitcoin in
Yeah, this
4
guy
years or
was
something
like-
like that.
This guy with like 100,000 followers posts that I think in 2020, I don't know, something, Cardano and Bitcoin are going to be worth the same thing. So I replied with an emoji of a guy crying, the tear saying, Bitcoin's going to be worth $5.
Ooh, harsh, but true.
I know someone that had a lot of Cardanos.
Don't you fucking dare. That's $1 million fuck up that I did there. Excuse my French, everybody. So I know.
Yeah.
So this is where I should have sold XRT, and this is where I'm still holding XRT. That's my TA on XRT.
I mean, I honestly thought they would get a parachain, but they don't have much. I mean, they barely have 5,000 Ks on lock. That's it.
But yeah, but you know, like this is the problem. Honestly, this is the problem with owning too many projects, too many coins. There's no way to keep up. I've just been selling coins lately, good, bad. I just want to focus on a few good coins.
You know
and
what?
that's
The same.
And me.
Makes no sense to own all these coins. You can't react. You can't really properly trade them. You can't keep up.
No, and yeah, I
Especially
think
not if you're on MetaMask. It costs you $500 every time you want to sneeze.
Gee whiz, yeah, I've been unfarming.
I have left all my farms for ETH 2.0.
ETH 3.0 is also referred to as Moon River. Ka-ching!
Cough.
If they allow me to unstake, that would be awesome. But right now I can't, so I'm not gonna do shit.
ETH is ETH. Nothing's gonna destroy ETH.
That's for sure.
If ETH is ETH, what is F?
XRP.
Sorry. I don't want to get fired.
So, right, can we have a look at Shiba Inu, please?
That rocketed, didn't it? That went up 100% or something today or yesterday.
Yeah, some major purchases were there.
You know what?
Like volume has been
15 made a video which Baldwin has shared in the group, and he basically says, if you want to know a project that I'm really bullish on, and he said, you're gonna laugh, but I'm telling you, and he says Shiba Inu, and that's been floating around, so yeah, that could be why.
Yeah, it's the first meme coin I ever bought into, and I was pretty pleased I did today. That's for sure.
Good point. Nice setup.
That is a beautiful setup.
All right. Humpty,
Just
you
have a
wanna
look at
share
the
the
volume.
charts? Which one?
Volume for this?
Volume.
It's 4
Yeah.
billion or something, isn't it? The volume over the last day.
Yeah,
Something
it's-
daft.
Ooh. I've just had
Not too bad.
I've just had an unfolded notification saying that the SEC chief says that the US won't ban cryptocurrencies.
They can't. I mean, even if they try to do it, there's too much adoption happening. They're just going to get fucked in the end.
They're just.
I mean, look at China. Like
shooting
China
themselves
basically
in the foot.
lost all their Bitcoin power being smart asses.
Yeah, and I think they're actually looking at it that they couldn't compete the US with China in a lot of areas. If they
Yeah.
actually take on board crypto, they can.
They can, yeah.
Still not moving there.
Gee.
I think you're drawing your numbers way too high.
Yeah. So I thought it would retrace to here. It actually retraced lower. Who believes in FET long term? I do.
Yeah, and that's in an accumulation, isn't it? That's ready to spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I'm sounding like Pump now. I need to go just do some more FA.
No, you didn't use the word squeeze. You're okay.
this pick on pump day?
Always.
It's love.
You've been really popular past couple of weeks.
Who? Oh, what, for being picked on?
No, people have been talking about the pumps. Driving around different petrol stations.
I know there's all of these statues at him in these covered over things where he just spits at them fuel.
So 1, 2, 1, 2. So I had wave 4 at 72 cents. It went lower. It went to, what is this? 60, 58, whatever. I had it here. So this is over. This is still a 1, 2. And then wave 3 starts here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we just want to do some projections.
Right,
Not
Bilo.
that-
With
not
this
that
Elliott
it
wave
would.
counting that you are doing, why are you not just a full-time trader, just making money from trading Elliott waves?
Because I'm not that good.
Yeah, you are.
No, I wish I was. I'm learning. Takes time. So guys, this is still a valid count, okay? It's just that my wave 5 is now too high. I have to drop my wave 5. So it's still valid in the sense that it hasn't. So Elliott waves can get invalidated and you have to start a new count. So my wave 3 is valid. My wave 4 dropped. And so far, wave 5 is valid in the sense that we have a 1, 2, and now we're starting the 3. And in the 3, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And wave 3 of wave 5 is at about $1, which coincides with these stops here. Then we go back down, and then, oops, excuse me. Let me just do that again. There we go. Wave 5, wave 3 should end somewhere here. And that's wave 3. So this is now 1, 2, 3. And wave 5 should end somewhere here. So given how far it retraced, my previous target of 1.46 is now 1.3. That's what I'm thinking right now. No, sorry, that's even too high. It's less. I'm sorry. It's much less. Somewhere here.
All right, boys. This kid's got a crash, so I'll speak to you all later. But nice coming on the
Thank you
live
for
call.
being here.
Yeah,
No
nice of you to
problem.
join us.
I'll try to be here more often. Right, but I gotta go sleep now. It's 3 a.m. here. Bye
All
bye.
right, bud.
Good idea.
Take care.
Cheers.
Good night.
Cheers. See you, man.
Good night.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same, but really enjoyed this session, and hopefully I'll make it a regular weekly. Thanks for having me. Cheers,
Thank you
mate.
guys for joining us.
Cheers.
Have fun.
Pumpy, if you want, you can wrap it up.
Don't know. Hold on.
Give him another 6.
I think there was. Oh yeah, theta. Have a look at theta for me, and then we will.
Pizza?
Pizza. I do want a pizza now. Why did you say that?
Fuck it. I'm pouring another drink. Hold on.
I had one just brought for me.
Theta.
Bilo, someone
Yes,
has written in the chat asking how you became good at analysis.
I didn't.
Okay. Thank you.
Think I'd be here with you fuckers if I was that good?
Yes, you love our company.
I do. Honestly, I do. I do. Can't deny it. So
Still waiting for my coffee.
that's a very old one, but a good one.
Well, the coffee.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing that pops out here is, forget the lines being perfect, guys. It's wicks, okay? But left shoulder, head, we're looking for this zone to be retested at around $9, 9 something. This is definitely a 1-2 here. Definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we start to try to target. So we always do a Fibonacci extension from waves 1 to 2. It's a deeper retracement. So wave 3 should be here, and it coincides with the top. Wave 4 can drop all the way here, and we'll play around a little bit more, and then let's say wave 5 is somewhere here. And this is just ideal. This is not always the way it works, but just very quickly. So now we start to do a little bit of adjustments. If this is wave 1 and the end of wave 2 is here, and this is where wave 3 is targeting, we need to look at resistances and supports. So if we draw a Fibonacci retracement from wave 1 to 2, we see that wave 4, which cannot go beyond wave 1, except in leveraged conditions, and theta is not, I don't think, a very leveraged token, aside from the fact that it's tied to Bitcoin. Shouldn't retrace more. If we do go up to 15, should not retrace more than $10 before it continues on up. And if we start looking now at what's happening with RSIs to see what's coming up in the near future, I would say this here is a bit bearish because we're hitting money flow resistance. These green buy signals are old. They're not new. They're from September the 30th, so don't let them fool
They're
you.
not buy signals though. They're reversal signals. Those ones.
This one here?
Yeah, they're both reversal signals because they're the big green dots. They're reversals. The
Oh,
smaller green dots
okay.
that are on the momentum waves are the buy signals. Can you
Okay.
maximize that pane for a second? The market.
This
cipher
one
pane.
here or this
No, the
one
market
here?
cipher.
Sure.
Maximum pain.
Can you expand it a bit? Just so, because there's a load of green and red dots on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So the most recent was a green. No sell signal yet. Okay, cool. That's all I want to know.
Okay. So that where was I? This is bearish here. The fact that our money flow is hitting resistance, even though there is quite a big difference in price between this high and where we are right now. So technically, we could and should see a retracement here start to happen here. Plus, if you look at the volume profile, we are hitting also the point of control, which is the point of most resistance in this visible range. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a retrace here to reset this bearish divergence and to pay homage to this line of resistance here. Aside from that, if this is our wave 3 and this is wave 2 is complete, and if we do have our resistance here, I would see that this is a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then the 5 would have to go higher. So if we're going into a smaller time frame, yeah, this wouldn't be very good, because wave 1, if wave 3 retraces here below this point, it's going to dump from a TA perspective, because wave 1 can't be longer than wave 3 in a normal cycle. So the guidance I would give here is, if this is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can't see this happen. Okay, this cannot happen to below this point. We cannot go below this point. If we go below this point, if I was trading theta on leverage, whatever, and I go below this point, it's where I short. Otherwise, I would want to see it bounce a little bit higher than this, or at this point. I hope that helps.
Yeah, that does help.
Look, and also looking at those interest levels as well. If it breaks that point, that's going to tumble very quickly, isn't it? And that's why you're pointing that out on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
The SLR.
That's right. Because there is very little, well, let me just zoom out, because this is visible range, right? So it changes as you change your visible range. So from here to about here, we have support here. We should bounce, technically, we should bounce here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If we go below this and we don't bounce here, we're going to tumble down to here. And this wave count becomes invalidated.
Can't we just go to the moon?
I'm sorry?
I said, can't we just go to the moon? I'm joking.
It would seem that you would have to be invested in Secret or Luxor to do that, sir.
Or ETH.
Or ETH.
Yeah. Or ETH, indeed.
Not ADA though.
No. Guys, we love that you join us on these calls, live TA market overviews, but we'd love to hear your feedback. You can type it, you could say it. We're very open. We won't be hurt. If you have suggestions for us, please give them to us. We're only trying to improve. We haven't been doing this forever. We're learning ourselves, and we want to give you the best we can. So please DM us, write in the chat here, wherever you feel comfortable. Just let us know what your thoughts are and how you think we can improve this and make this more fun and more educational for you.
Actually, you know what? Don't write it in this chat on here, because this disappears as soon as we stop the meeting. I'd rather that you sent it to us in a DM.
Sure, send us DMs.
That'd be great. My
love
DMs are more than open for everybody to send me suggestions. And
I personally get very excited when I get a DM.
It's just like you've got a letter. One of the things that Pump, you were showing me quite a few months ago now that I haven't seen many people use for a while is the squeeze indicators.
Yeah. Bilo actually has this as well, but he just doesn't use it.
No, Papa, I'm going to turn over my screen to you, my friend, because
No.
you
can't.
are the squeeze master.
You can't. And anyway,
listen,
we'll discuss it next week, okay? Because I haven't got anything prepared, and it would be much better if we did it with me having prepared some stuff.
All right, so Pumpeye will have a presentation on squeezing next week.
Squeezing the pump. That's really good, because
you can't just drop that one on me.
Drop a pump.
All right, Pumpy, you want to do your sign off, buddy?
Right. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. By the way, those people that have joined us on Zoom, we are also on YouTube. And if you fancy watching any of this back, if there's something you missed, or maybe you didn't join us until a little bit later, and you feel that there might be coins that you could have missed that you want to know more about, or you want to look at the Bitcoin overview so that you know what's potentially going to happen this week coming. I mean, from the looks of it, we're probably going to pump, but we shall see. Then go onto YouTube, look up Crypto Society, or have a look on our TA channel where we have all of our links, and also provide pretty much daily TA for people to follow. And give us a like, give us a subscription, and join us.
Share.
Yeah, and share. Absolutely, share it.
It doesn't have to be to people in crypto society. Share it everywhere.
No, absolutely. I've been sharing on Facebook, despite the fact that I don't get much back in the way of.
You took it down.
Or anything. But I share it on Facebook. I share it on Twitter, or I used to share it on Twitter. I share it on Instagram as well. We've got an Instagram account. We are everywhere. Crypto Society are everywhere. Make sure you follow us in all the different ways that we put our stuff out there. And tell us what you like, what you don't like, as Bilo said. And most of all, join in. And we will be back next Wednesday at 10 p.m. Sorry, I just
Yes, we will.
come through.
Okay.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Have a good week.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yes, thanks. Bye.